Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Untapped Podcast. My name is Jacob Gable.
And my name is Jacob Wirtz, guys. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 24. If this is your first time joining us for the Untapped Podcast, first of all, thank you for choosing us. We are thrilled to have you here with us. We've actually got 5 main formats of our show. First, we have Forging Fortitude episodes. In these episodes, we cover everything to do with the mental side of things, okay? We cover our anecdotal experience with mindset and mentality, and then we pass on to advice for you guys to then apply to your own lives. Next, we have Physical Vitality episodes. In these episodes, we get to showcase our expertise because you have 2 certified personal trainers here. So in these ones, we cover everything to do with fitness, the gym, diet, nutrition, fitness programs like 75 Hard, outdoor workouts, everything to do with that world, okay? Sometimes we will also take articles from things that are trending in the fitness industry, and then we give our opinions and thoughts on those things.
I mean, one thing on that, guys, lots of free, good information in the fitness industry that we bring to you guys in those episodes.
100%.
And I know you guys like free stuff, and we bring it all to you in those episodes. A lot of fun, and again, it's our expertise.
Absolutely.
Now, our third format, guys, is our breaking news format. The breaking news format is a current event-based format. Basically, we do instead of fitness articles, we go to current event articles is the idea of that.
Which sometimes are the same. Same thing.
Sometimes they tend to be the same thing, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But we bring you those. We dissect those articles. Sometimes we'll talk about different events that have happened currently, whether or not this is BS. Is the media telling us the truth on this? Should we freak out here? And we give a little clarity to the situation. Sometimes we get fired up. Naturally, it happens. But our fourth format, ladies and gentlemen, is our Knights Table episodes, which we have for you today. Those are masculinity-based. Now, keep in mind, I'm a 25-year-old, Wirtz is 25, and Mitchell is 23. So we are not coming to you as some perfect, all-put-together man. That is not a realistic thing. The only one ever to be a perfect man is Jesus Christ. So because of that, we are bringing you along the journey with us to become a masculine man and bringing masculinity back into society and how important it is. Our fifth format is our guest format. The guest format, put simply, you can probably guess, is bringing on somebody who brings you value of some sort. Could be fitness professional, could be entrepreneur, could be somebody that has a great story, has had a lot of life experience, etc. Now, guys, our last thing to introduce is our producer and my brother, Mitchell Gable.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Money Mitch.
Just joined the Bloods, Mitch? New gang affiliation?
Careful, we're in St. Louis.
Yeah, that's true. Next thing you know, we're going to get a hit on our house.
Hey, it's okay because I have a street name.
Money Mitch.
Yeah.
That's right. It's even on his hat.
So they'd respect you.
Yeah, because I have a street name.
But you do understand you can't wear blue now. Ever again.
Well, I'm not a guy, so
Wait,
What?
what
does that even mean?
it means you can't wear baby blue.
I wear baby blue all the time.
He just like, what is he going trans to
guess
cop out on that now? To cop on the gang
I guess,
affiliation?
do we need to put up a tranny flag up here now?
Yeah, apparently. I missed that one.
We obviously support that, so.
Yeah, we support transgenderism totally. Through and through, Wirtzy, right?
No comment.
Yeah, totally like we don't comment on that at all. You know, nothing like that.
Hey, man, I got you on it. Not directly, but I got you on it.
What?
No. Damn it. No, the MLB hats.
Yes.
Look fantastic, dude.
Dude, again, Sam from Iron Hive, we mentioned him last episode, I think, was just like, hey, I've never worn this hat. It has a couple dust bunnies on it. And I was like, sure, I'll try it out. I'll wear it, see how
great.
it looks.
It looks fantastic.
And Wirtz has just been pumping my tires with this thing. So I'm like, I'm wearing this hat every day now.
It's because the good thing about the Sox hat, which obviously that is, is it's a vibey hat. Like it goes with anything because it's black.
The black and white just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like Yankees hats.
And again, it's not the Cubs.
Oh, dude, we already discussed this.
Yeah.
I would have burned it the second.
I would like cut it in half and then put it in the dumpster and shredded it if it was a Cubs hat. Literally shredder.
Wood chipper, in fact.
The thing is, if you were in the MLB, I know you'd be like, they'd trade you to the Cubs. You'd be like, no, I'm done.
retiring.
I'm calling it.
Yeah.
I can't play for this team.
I would only negotiate to have a no trade clause to the Cubs. Put me anywhere else. I'm not going to the Cubs.
That sounds like a flexible man to me, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, other than like the Giants, you really want to go to San Francisco?
I mean, their stadium's pretty cool.
It is.
Playing in the Bay and stuff. It is cool. I have no interest in San Francisco itself.
Yeah.
But,
you could just live in Pelosi's neighborhood.
Well, I'd be taken care of. She takes really good care of her district and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a
She
thriving community.
Yeah, puts great policies in place for her community in San Francisco.
God. Yeah. No, I think I'd rather. No, I don't even think. I know I would rather play for the A's, who I'm pretty sure have like 17 wins this year, and we're in September.
And their uniforms are cool.
Oh yeah.
I feel like A stuff is cool.
Yeah,
so you could deal with it.
Yeah. 100%.
Over the Cubs, but
Hate the Cubs so much.
Honestly, I would say the Cubs are probably more hated in St. Louis than the Blackhawks are.
Yeah.
And it's probably total baseball fans is probably more than hockey fans anyways. But I would say overall hate for the Cubs is higher than Blackhawks. 'Cause I hate the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
But I don't, like, for some reason, the Cubs just disgust me more, even as a hockey guy.
Yeah.
Like, something about them is just gross.
They're literally babies, too.
That is their mascot.
It's not even a full-blown animal.
Yeah, like why can't it be like a full-grown Kodiak bear?
Yeah.
Instead, it's like a little baby cub.
Literally.
That's useless.
Literally. They are useless. Unfortunately, they're going to be in the playoffs this year, and we're not. So
so I guess there's only so much shit talking we can handle there, But that's all right.
Can you name one player on the White Sox?
Okay. He might not be on the White Sox anymore.
Okay.
Jose Abreu. Or Abreu.
Abreu?
Abreu. There we go.
Jose Abreu?
Is he still on the team?
He is on the Astros now.
Damn it.
But hey, you knew that.
Yeah. I remember when he came into the league and he was like, I think he was turning up his rookie season with the White Sox, I believe.
He's just had a solid career.
Yeah.
Always been a big RBI
that
guy.
was a name I remember, but other than that, I have no idea who else.
Butchered his name there, but I know who you were talking about.
Definitely a butcher shop. Was definitely in the meat factory on that one. I ran that through the grinder.
All right, well, let's hop into it.
Yeah, let's do it, dude. So the topic, guys, to actually dive into the Knights Table episodes here. Basically, this is going to be an episode where we simplify being a man. We wanted to call it Do Not Overcomplicate Being a Man. And I would, at least on my end, and I'm sure you probably agree with this, I feel like the last probably 5 years, there's been an overcomplication to being masculine. Because I think it was the pendulum swinging. There was like every man was basically like, was soft. Like for a while, for probably 20 years, there's been, well, even more than that. Again, let's say 20 years, there's been an attack on masculinity. And a lot of the times, again, like feminism was part of that. And a lot of other factors are a part of that, of course.
Especially more recent, though.
Yes.
Because even if you go back 20 years, 2003, that's the height, or not the height, but that's a really intense part of, the wars in the Middle East and whatnot. Obviously, it's just a couple years after 9/11. So I don't know that there was an attack on masculinity specifically at that point. Obviously, we were very, very young, so we didn't know anything.
I guess it technically began in the 70s off the feminism movement, birth control, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And women in the workforce, all that type of stuff. But it didn't really show its effects until probably 2010s.
Yeah.
I would say.
100%.
But because of that, especially like 2010 up till probably 2018, 19, 20, even up to this day, there's been a noticeable, like, men are a lot weaker.
Yeah.
They're demonized in a lot of ways. So in return, there's been the pendulum swinging to where the red pill and the manosphere has become a thing. And it's swung so far to where you have like checklist to become a masculine man.
Right.
So that's what we want to go through, guys, is like being a masculine man is not supposed to be some kind of you follow this mini step-by-step process.
Right.
Like that's one, it's a really corny way to do it. But two, it's also not possible because we're human.
Well, and if you go about it in that fashion, it'll almost feel unattainable. Because like let's take a guy like David Goggins. It's like if you don't run a 200-mile race, like you're not a man. Well,
there's wiggle room there.
Yeah, exactly. I can run a mile. But it's just like that doesn't have to be something on your checklist.
No.
Or not everyone wants to open their own business or start their own business.
Yeah.
So if you only listen to Andy Frisella, who obviously owns his own companies and whatnot and is very successful, but sometimes he'll talk in the way of, and not always, because he does talk about the importance of intrapreneurs as well. But if you try to follow him directly, but you're like, man, I don't have a creative mind like that where I have some idea where I'm like, I could turn this into a business. That's okay. Maybe you are better as an intrapreneur. However, if you look at him and you're like, man, like I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't want to be an entrepreneur.
I'm not enough of a man.
So I'm not enough of a man.
It's like, that's not true.
And that's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. You can be immensely successful as an entrepreneur.
Yep.
And that's also the safer way to go. And he talks about that. obviously we're trying to go the other way.
Yeah, we enjoy the risk taking that comes along with it, which is terrifying, but it's true. Yeah.
And being able to let our creativity come out in the ways that we want to.
Yes.
You know,
like your video yesterday.
Honestly, like I said, I really enjoy making those types of story-driven type of videos because I get to be creative. You know, I get to think of things that you don't see all the time, or I try to anyway. You know,
exactly.
So you're exactly right. But, or you know, if you look at a guy like Jocko, if we just keep going down the line here, okay, this guy was a big-time leader in the Navy SEAL teams. Well, I'm not.
In that game.
It's
of
very easy
comparing
to.
ourselves. Oh yeah,
Very easy.
And social media, that's one of the downsides, and we might have talked about this, but comparison really catches us to a certain degree because it's good to use yourself as comparison and put yourself side to side. It's like, you know, if you want to be a bad MF, awesome, chase that goal.
Right.
But if you're not exactly like David Goggins or exactly like a Jocko or exactly like an Andy, that doesn't take away from your ability as a human being.
You also can't be exactly like those guys
because they're their own separate
They're
human.
them.
Yeah.
You have to be you.
Yes.
You know, you have to come up with your own ways of what being a man for you looks like. You know, it doesn't have to be, like you said earlier, it doesn't have to be this checklist. Like, okay, I ran 200, I led SEAL Team 4, you know, I opened 7 businesses and have 45 cars in my garage. Like, no, like you don't have to do that. You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't do any of those things because if you want to do those things, then go for it. You know, but I know at least myself, I definitely catch myself at times where I see these guys. You know, you could throw in Andrew Tate, Jay Waller. That is his name, right?
Yeah, it's Justin Waller, but Jay Waller is what he goes
Justin
by.
Waller.
Yeah, a lot of times.
You know, Jordan Peterson's a little bit different because he's more of just like a philosophical mind in a way.
Agreed.
You know, and any number of other people that I'm missing.
The brother Tristan.
Of course, Tristan
yeah.
Tate. But anyway, like I'll see these guys and I'll see their success. I'll see their impact on people. You know, the cultures they build, the cars they have, the houses, all of this, the followings. You know, and it's just like, how am I supposed to get there? How are we supposed to get there? You know, like there's no way. But then again, going back to what I just said, we can't do exactly what those guys did. Now, can we reference them? 100%.
Sure.
Can we learn from them? 100%. You know, can we use them like as a guide or their life as a guide? Without a doubt.
100%.
Some of those guys, can we have access to directly pick their brain? Jeff Lavecchio's a great one. You know,
Mark. Brock. All of them.
Absolutely. So we have relationships with these guys that, you know, those 3 names aren't quite as high a level as some of those other guys. However, they're still a step above us.
To us, they're definitely a leader in our eyes.
Yeah, 100%. And they're just people we can learn from.
100%. Yeah.
Something of those 3 is they're also willing to help. They're willing to teach. They're willing to guide us. You know, they're willing to sit down, be like, hey, here are my ideas. Here are my recommendations. Now it's up to us to execute on those things.
Yeah,
and we've been doing that. You know, that's why we've kind of been a little bit quieter as far as the past couple of weeks with our training stuff because we're taking the advice of some of these guys and working towards those things. You know, working on those things. Because we were fully prepared to launch our stuff. You know, 2 weeks ago.
But we had to tweak a couple.
We have a meeting here, and we're like, okay, you know, this isn't quite ready yet. Like we've got to hone these things. Anyway, you guys will find out very soon. You really, really will. It's very exciting. But anyway, you can use those guys as a guide, and that's really what they should be. You shouldn't idolize them because then you're always just going to see them as a superhero. And you're not going to learn anything.
You shouldn't be idolizing other human beings anyways.
No, you should.
That's really, again, you can use them as a reference. That's a perfect way to put it.
Yes.
You can develop good friendships with them like we did with those 3 we mentioned and whatnot, and we can learn from them, yes.
Yeah.
But we don't need to put them as some superstar in our eyes. Like we had the conversation last night at dinner, actually, where we were talking about how...
Yeah, shout out to these 2. Took me out for my birthday dinner.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dope Italian restaurant.
It was phenomenal food, actually, for that matter. It was fun. But we were having this conversation. It was a great conversation about how we're not looking to idolize, you know, the MLB athletes, the NHL athletes, or the different guys that are really wealthy that we just mentioned and whatnot. We're looking to be friends with these people.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Genuine connection.
I'm not trying to sit on TV and watch these guys. I'm trying to actually like learn from them.
Yeah.
And be in their circle and whatnot. So it's just a different like thought process with it. You don't need to be these guys. not shadow, but you don't need to be their biggest fan.
Right.
And then you have to build your checklist off to that and all this other stuff. And there's no reason for it. Because if you build your checklist off that and the Tates have 25 cars and you end up with 22 and you're like, oh,
I'm not a man.
I'm screwed. It's like what? That's the one that knocks you off the pedestal of a masculine man, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no. So it's one of those things, like, you were saying it perfect. You were like, do the right thing. You know, be as moral as you can.
Yeah.
Follow your moral compass. Honestly, following Christ will help a lot with that.
Oh, yeah.
As we know, it helps direct us in certain ways and whatnot. And are we perfect? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
no, I would never claim to be that way.
And we've talked about that in an episode too, where we were kind of like, okay, do you follow more the red pill manosphere guys? Do you follow the church more nowadays? And then we talked about pros and cons of both of those, which we're kind of doing now. But, you know, we talked about some of our dislikes of the current culture of the church now.
Yep.
You know, and bottom line is if you get into church, if you follow Jesus and you follow the word and whatnot, at a minimum, you're getting a moral foundation.
Yes.
And that's what you need.
Yes.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
You know?
You're getting some kind of direction from that.
Exactly.
100%. Even if you just read the Bible and pray to God and you don't even go to church outside because you don't feel like you get the masculinity out of church, which, again, is a very fair judgment a lot of times
Absolutely.
in a lot of churches. If you're really just involved in the word and you're praying to Jesus, I mean, that's
and you
good
preach
stuff.
it too.
And
you tell
preach
other people
it.
about
Yeah,
it.
you tell other people
Yeah.
about it 100%. And it doesn't mean you have to shove it down their throat. I think
No, not at all.
that was definitely a missed thing in some ways, is some people think you need to just hammer it down. And nobody takes to that. It's the same thing as giving people advice. You can't be an ass to them.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you're an ass, they're not going to listen.
It doesn't even matter what it is.
No,
if
it
you're
could be
just
anything.
continuing to talk at someone about something, it's going in one ear and out the other. You know, they don't want to hear it. If you're on the receiving end, you don't want to hear it. You know, it's just not. It's not productive.
Exactly.
Not productive.
Yeah. And I think it's important to point out the discrepancies of the red pill and the manosphere in this scenario from us, because it is starting to swing a little bit far and starting to be a little bit corny for that matter too.
In some ways,
of it,
for
because now I hear a lot of like, you know, the wife has to submit to you fully, and they say it in the weirdest ways sometimes. When submission is meant to be a good thing, but the way they portray it, it sounds like it's slavery for the woman.
Right.
So they talk about that, and they like the man should have he should be able to have multiple women if he wants to. In some red pill man, it's like no, absolutely not.
No.
Not to mention, I don't want to deal with multiple women at a time.
Oh, hell no. Holy, I mean, can you imagine?
I'm sorry I had to say that. I couldn't. There's no way.
No.
There's
no way.
I dating one girl is enough. And that's already enough of a handful.
Yeah,
and,
that's difficult.
You know,
yeah.
and again, probably a lot of that as I've dated girls when I was younger too. It's like that was probably partially on me making it pretty hard on myself looking back on it.
Yeah.
But it's not easy. Relationships are not easy.
No.
And again, we live in a sinful world, so it makes sense. But my point is that these guys really want you to be the richest man possible, the entrepreneur, the most fit guy in the room, all this type of stuff. Most impactful. And so that's awesome to chase that. But if you're not, that doesn't take away from your masculinity status is our point here.
Right.
Because you can still be a phenomenal father, a phenomenal husband, a brother, a friend, whatever it is. Like in our case, we're the brothers, the friends, we're helping the people around us. That's our job right now.
Right.
But we're not going to get it right 100% of the time.
No.
It just won't. Will we continue to learn from our mistakes and get better in business as well? Yeah, we will.
Right.
Will Mitchell continue to learn from cybersecurity and whatnot and get better and better each year? Absolutely, he will. But just because we're not 25 and worth 9 figures already doesn't mean we failed as a man.
No.
Or because we don't have an 8-pack abs doesn't mean we failed as a man.
Right.
Or because we can't bench this number of reps or whatever.
Right.
Who doesn't matter.
No, 100%.
List your checklist.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
It's what you said. Be moral. Do the right thing, protect women, protect the innocent. That is a big one.
Yes.
Honestly, I think you should be physically capable enough to be a protector if you're an able-bodied man.
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy one. And that's a very broad term.
Yes. And that doesn't just mean like you're just going around being violent to everyone. But you should
Just
be
beating the shit out of everybody. Yeah.
You should be in a position physically to where if that time came where you have to protect yourself and or the people you're with, you should be able to. And
exactly.
If you're kind of caught and it's like, am I? Then you're probably not.
If you're questioning it, you're 100% not to a point, certain point yet. Yeah.
And also when you get yourself to that point, there's a confidence that comes with that internally, you know? us three are together.
When we walk
We're-
downtown, yeah.
We're walking downtown, or I was literally just going to say, like, we were walking around the town center where we were at for dinner last night. Three of us were walking around, like, that's three confident dudes right there.
Yeah.
You know, not just like, man, we look good because we're dressed cool. No. Just we're big, we're strong, we're fast, we can handle ourselves physically.
Yes.
You know, if we got into an altercation right now, we'd be all right. We might lose. We might lose the fight.
Yeah. We're going to
but
put up a damn
fight.
good fight.
But we're going to fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we're not, again, that doesn't just mean we're, all right, let's go find three dudes and get in a fist fight. You know, unless we're going to Larry's or something, then maybe. However,
No, Sean, I'm going to fall off screen because you said that.
however,
then we're beating ass. We're going to
yeah,
Larry's.
100%, without a doubt. However, you see us walking down the street, like you can tell, like that's a group of three dudes that are going to have each other's backs. They're not going to be messed with.
Yeah.
You know?
And to a point, have their shit together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are they checking every box? Yeah.
No,
Not
without
even
a
close.
doubt.
Not even close.
Right.
And we never will check every box.
No.
That is the entire point, especially as a sinful human, as a regular human being. That's why that's what we're talking about, idolizing human beings. They might have a bad family life behind the screen.
Mm-hmm.
They might have this going wrong. They might not be able to really maintain friendships the way that you would really want to.
Definitely.
You know, let's say you want to go out and, you know, drink beer with your friends and whatnot, and you have a really good friend group and whatnot. Maybe these people they're really wealthy, but they're super lonely.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
There could be that scenario.
Right. Maybe
where
their
you have
kids
a
hate
solid
them.
friend group, so that's
Yeah.
a big win.
Right.
But it doesn't make you less of a man because you're not working in silence and being the lone wolf and all that stuff.
Right.
Because we had an episode about that. I believe it was like season 2, episode 16, somewhere around there. But
If you nailed that, Mitch, you should look that up.
if I hammered that,
I'm
that's
pretty
good
sure
stuff.
pretty sure that's
But I mean, it was a good episode. But it's one of those things we've talked about, like demon mode. You can only be a lone man for so long.
for so long.
At most, in my opinion, it's like a year.
Yeah,
At most.
and that's tops.
That's like a long time
Yeah.
to be just hammering by yourself, and that's it. Probably 6 months is like
Yes.
your mark you want to be at.
Now, if you're like, oh, I went demon mode for 2.5 weeks. Well, I'm not, buddy. I'm
And you're a savage, bro. You're a killer, bro. Yeah,
I rucked 3 times this week.
dude.
Well,
We'll find this a lot. This is funny with jiu-jitsu. Somebody will go to 2 classes and they'll think they're a superstar.
Well, I would be a superstar if I went to 2. What do you got to add to that, Mitch?
We keep telling you'd be a really good.
I know. I
specimen in
really would
jiu-jitsu.
like.
Yeah,
love to come and just like see the. I don't know. Get a feel for that. You know,
It's
it's a different
good stuff,
setting.
dude.
Yeah.
It's because he won't roll with me. That's why it hasn't happened yet.
Again, Mitch.
He's scared.
I'm not scared of that. I genuinely, I'm not.
30 pounds less than him.
You should beat me though.
Put him in a pretzel.
Probably.
yeah. Leave that in the comments, guys. Should Mitchell beat Wirtz? He's had what 10, 11 months of
Should
training
do
in
a
jiu-jitsu.
pay-per-view.
That'd be awesome. Untapped pay-per-view. We have like 30 buys. That's it. It's like $5 per pay-per-view.
There's no reason you shouldn't beat me though.
Yes, but yeah, I know. I like to give you shit about it.
Yeah.
It's
But
the-
you act like I'm sitting here like, no, Mitch, I could totally beat you. No, I'm like,
no, you're not.
I know,
Yeah,
you're, I know I
objectively-
would
yeah,
lose.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a good point there because it's the value you provide
Right.
to the people around you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what being a man is you provide value to the people around you.
Yeah.
100%.
And we know not just because Wirtz hasn't trained jiu-jitsu yet. He's going to stand up for us though.
Yeah.
Same thing we were talking about. If we're walking around downtown or down in the town center or whatever, you're gonna scrap with us.
Yeah.
If it comes down to it, we know you're gonna have our back in that.
Hopefully we don't have to do that in the town center.
Yeah, that would be an odd place to
That
do
would
it
be-
at.
It's like,
That-
man,
that'd be
it's going
really-
downhill real fast if we're doing that there.
Yeah,
Now downtown? Okay.
Downtown, it won't be scrapping though.
It'll be strapping.
It'll be straight. Let's go. Alley-oop. Sounds like Kabul, Afghanistan.
Dude, literally, yeah. Ramadi out here.
Hopefully Jocko's not listening. We're bringing back the demons there. We don't want to do that.
I wanted to say something there, but I'll
You'll
wait till we're
tone
off
it,
the.
okay.
I think
If
there's also
you're
a way
toning it,
to-
I know you should be. Yeah.
There's
Go
also
ahead,
a way
Mitch.
to understand consequences. Like we all understand, like if we start some shit, like there's going to be consequences
Yeah.
that come with it.
Well,
And
and
there's
that's
a chance we might get our ass beat.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
why typically you will never see put together guys. They don't start anything
No. Not at
because
all.
you know the consequences that comes along with it.
more often than not, they de-escalate things
Yes.
because they know where it could be headed.
And
Exactly.
again, this isn't just physical altercations.
No,
this
not at
is
all.
this is normal conversations.
Yes.
This is business discussions. This is anything. It's just you understand where this could lead, and you understand, okay, how can I turn this productive
Right.
instead of not?
Right.
That came from our games actually this weekend, because Mitch and I are running this thing where every bunch of guys will start something. They'll do little cheap shit like a slash. They'll body check you when you're technically not supposed to be doing a body check league, and then you do it back to them, and they freak out.
Yeah.
And it's like there are consequences to what you just did.
Yeah.
You're going to you're playing a contact sport. You decided to keep it pretty high contact.
Right.
We're going to return the favor.
Exactly.
We're going to win because you're weak. But
Right.
that's
Well,
just
and
Mitch and I.
Mitch, you mentioned there in conversations or in business meetings, decisions to do with your business and whatnot. It basically comes down to having your emotions in check and being able to control the emotions.
Yeah.
Because if you go at let's say you're out on the street downtown or something and you are thinking emotionally first, you're going to start something unintentionally and probably something that you don't want to get yourself into.
No.
If it's a conversation with a significant other or something and you lead with emotion, nothing productive is going to
Love it.
happen.
Love that.
It's going to spiral. If it's a business meeting, business decision, and we're gonna have these in the future where we have to keep our emotions in check at times, whether that's anger, happy, sad, whatever, you don't keep your emotions in check. You're going to make decisions that are not in
100%.
favor of the success of the business.
Yes.
You
And
know?
and we've already seen small ones of these when it comes to training.
For sure.
And because it's been important, for example, okay, maybe this client that we're training right now in our group that we were training, should we give him this certain style comparatively to the hybrid athlete training or
Right.
whatever
Right,
it is? And we had to have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
What would be best to maintain his level of athleticism for an event he had coming up, that type of stuff. And that was a really interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But we had to hash it out and, okay, what little movements can we tweak here and whatnot?
Right.
What would be best for him? If this first week is shit for him, we can rearrange it that next
Exactly.
week and change it. So
Yeah.
it's all, but again, we were clear-headed every time we had a conversation
Right.
like that. So guess what? The client gets the best thing out of it too.
Exactly.
Because if
That's what it's for. It's not about us.
That's thing. If we start arguing about it, it hurts the client.
Exactly.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it is.
That is. I mean, that's
Especially in that
idiotic.
kind of a situation.
100%.
Especially in that.
100%.
Yes.
And then it ruins their experience. We end up getting maybe a bad review or whatever
Yeah.
it is because we were bickering
Right.
couple whiners
Yeah.
and whatnot, and we gain nothing out of it.
Exactly.
So
And as a matter of fact, we lose a client.
yes,
We lose dollars.
As a matter of fact, we lose dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
exactly.
Which is again, overall, that's why. Especially, this is why we talk about men and having a face-to-face conversation and being honest with each other because, and that's a very basic thing as a man too. If we're talking a basic tenet of a man is being honest with your friends and having that honesty. We talked about that in the episode a couple episodes ago now, and how important that actually is because. If you can't have men that are dialed in around you, you're not going to get anything done.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times I'll see men that get into relationships have this issue is they have an issue having friends that are honest with them sometimes.
Yeah.
And because that's big, because let's say there was a dispute at home and he might be taking all the blame for it because naturally as guys, we tend to do that.
Sure.
We put a lot of personal responsibility on
pressure on
ourselves. And
ourselves.
honestly,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's us stepping up as men. But I was talking to a guy who did this. He had broken up with his girlfriend, and he was putting 100% of it on himself. And I listened to the situation. It wasn't even close to 100% on himself.
Yeah.
So it's like you're backing up your boys in a way too. So that's the big thing about having somebody that'll be honest with you, because apparently nobody had been honest with him about the situation. It's like, hey, bro, this isn't all your fault.
Right.
The
other people are like, no, dude, like you're good. You're good. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You could have been, and I was like, you could have been better here,
Right.
but also she could have been better here.
Right.
We can't just not hold women accountable in that scenario either.
Right.
Like they have their flaws in relationships.
Right.
They might bitch about their ex or whatnot and say it was all his fault. That's probably a red flag, by the way, if you're getting in a relationship with a girl and she's blaming everything on her ex. That's not a good thing.
Right.
But yes, accountability is important in that scenario, and that's a big thing for men. But again, taking the whole brunt on your shoulders and thinking everything's your fault, that's not going to be very productive either.
No.
It's going to weigh you down with a lot of guilt, and then you're going to be much more useless because of that reason. Because you're going to think that I'm this horrible person because I did this in this relationship.
Right.
When in reality, again, you're human.
Right.
That's the benefit of learning from relationships. Even let's say you find a great woman and you're able to learn in the relationship with her.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
That's the big one. Yeah.
That's massive.
Now, on the flip side of all that too, there has to be times where you have to be able to take responsibility for things, because there's also a lot of guys that, oh no, it was all her fault. It was all her fault. You know, I didn't do anything wrong. Like I was holding up my end of the deal. Blah blah blah. You know, whether it's in a romantic relationship or a business relationship. Like, let's just say I just pushed everything onto you. Oh yeah, no. I didn't do anything wrong there. It was all Gable. Like, what the hell is that? You know, like that's not true. You know,
that's pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cowardly.
Exactly.
It is.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
So it works in any scenario really, but there are times where you do have to be able to take responsibility for things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is 100%. You know, like if you were, I don't know, stealing money or something. You know, like obviously that's a bad example, but there are times where you do have to be able to take responsibility, because there's a lot of people that don't want to do that.
Yes.
You know, they don't want to be able to look in the mirror and be like, no, I messed this up.
And in reality, and we've talked about this too, there's always going to be something you can take responsibility for in that scenario.
Yeah.
In our past relationships, we've all three had conversations where we was like, okay, we could have been better here, but obviously the relationship wouldn't have lasted. Like more than likely if we would have changed those things, but we can look back and be like, I could have been better here.
Yeah.
And I can be better to the future women I'm with and whatnot because of that reason.
Right.
So it's not just writing it off. It's just, okay, looking back, I'm gonna keep that in mind now. And now I can work on that and improve that. You know, maybe I wasn't emotionally available at all.
Yeah.
You know, I was just closed off to her all the time. That's a little bit concerning.
For sure.
You know, you should be her rock.
Yeah.
That's a big thing that the men should do, is you should be her emotional rock.
Yeah.
So if you just, oh yeah, babe, that's a crazy problem you had at work today. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play video games with the boys.
Right.
That's not what a husband does.
Yeah.
Or a boyfriend does.
And at the same time, you can't always just keep everything from her either.
Right.
You know,
especially if it affects her.
Yeah. Sean Whalen actually put out a really good post, I don't know, probably a couple weeks ago now, just talking about some different conversations he had with his wife, Sax, and just talking about being open about what you're feeling in that particular moment. He's like, you think you're doing the better thing by protecting her feelings or protecting her emotions when you're dealing with something, but in reality, like, that could actually further the relationship, and you could actually get help from her on those things, you know?
Right.
Because sometimes for us dudes, sometimes it's as simple as just getting it off our chest, you know, just saying it out loud, you know, and then it's like, okay, actually, maybe this isn't as bad as what I thought. You know, I was bottling it up, just thinking about it in my own way, in my own head, in my own thoughts. Now I spoke it out loud, and it's like, okay, maybe it's not as bad.
And that's the biggest thing too. When you bottle that up, it affects your relationship with the woman too.
Exactly.
That happened with me plenty of times.
Oh, yeah.
I would hold things in, and then because of that, and maybe something was going on, you know, whatever in my life.
Yeah.
And it would affect my conversation with her.
Without a doubt.
I'd be closed off and whatnot. We wouldn't even attempt to have conversations and whatnot.
More prone to lash out over little things.
Exactly.
If, you know, let's say you're bottling up anger about something, you know, and then she asks you a simple question, like literally a simple question, and you're just like, no. You know, you just a quick short or a lash out or something like that. Then you guys are now in a thing. You know.
Yeah, and that adds on top of your problems.
Exactly. So now you're even more angry.
Now, and Warts guys is not saying here that you have to go and cry on her shoulder or something like that.
No, because you shouldn't do that either, honestly. Yeah, like, there's a time and place for that. But if that's what you always do,
she's going to lose every bit of respect for you.
She's going to lose respect, 100%.
And honestly, I saw that.
Yeah.
In one of my one of my past relationships for sure. It was one of my longer relationships for sure. I saw that, and because I was whining a lot of the times, not even necessarily crying, but whining more, they're going to lose respect in a lot of ways there.
And that's leading with emotion instead of solutions.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because if you talk about the problem, she'll listen, she'll play to the emotional side, but then if you follow that up with the solutions or where you're thinking about solutions, that respect is going to increase, you know? It's probably going to be really attractive too.
Hey, what are your thoughts about this, babe?
Exactly.
That's simple.
Involve them. You know?
Yeah, and ladies do like being involved.
100%.
Like 100%. They like feeling included and feeling like they can help us.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's something we miss a lot of times as men.
And honestly, I think it's really attractive. When
it
they,
is really
when they
cute.
do
It's
that.
really cute when they do
It's
that.
very
Yeah,
cute.
it's super cute. Yeah.
Damn it. Now we're all in our
We're in our
feels.
feels, bro.
Yeah. Come on,
I'm
man.
gonna cry on the podcast.
Damn
bro.
it. Come on, Mitch. Why'd you say that, dude?
Bro, we're so gay.
Bro, that's like 7 podcasts in a row that you called us gay. like, oh my gosh.
Well, it is confirmed for you, but
No. So actually, the title of that vlog was Gable thinks Wirtz is flaming hot.
it wasn't
question mark.
confirmed.
So technically, I'm the fruitcake.
So he's the fruitcake.
That's a good point.
So the training flag is for both of you.
The Gable brothers, training confirmed.
What are we doing here?
Oh God.
Again, the tangents have to happen.
Training flag enablers.
It's the same thing. If we don't.
I wasn't gonna let you just breeze by that.
But if we don't get this right out, this is another part. If we don't get this out during the episode, it's like it's gonna be a horrible episode. So these little outbursts have to happen from us.
Yeah, for sure.
Otherwise, we're gonna not have any good content for you guys.
Yeah.
So this has to get out.
We can't
Gotcha.
bottle it up. See? That's how it works.
What does
A connection from this guy.
being tough mean in the context of masculinity?
That's a great.
Well, you
that's
have
a
to
great
be able
question.
to bench 225 pounds at least 20 times. You got to be able to run 100-mile
20
race.
times?
Yeah, I said 20.
Yeah, combine shit.
Yeah. You got to be able to run a 40-yard dash in less than 2.5 seconds. You have to have.
It's the Flash. like
You got to be able to run 100 miles in less than 10 hours. So I mean, it's pretty basic.
less than 10.
Yeah, it's entry level stuff. I'm not really sure why you asked
basic
that.
stuff.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Of
Just
course.
basic
You weren't asking for you, just for the audience.
For a friend.
Yeah.
for this other guy I know,
Yeah.
whoever he is. Yeah. Just base all masculinity off the NFL combine, and that's it. If you can't run a 40-yard dash, you're weak.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
You don't check the box.
Exactly. Exactly.
But Mitch, I think that's actually a really good question. Now you say that, like, if we're being honest, that is a great question. I love this
So
shit. This is so fun,
funny.
bro. But being tough, like, so you're asking, what's the definition of that for a man, so to speak. Again, this isn't necessarily a clear definition
No, not at all.
because you can't. necessarily-
And to try to make it a clear cut, cookie cutter
Yep.
definition or defined word, I should say,
Yeah.
it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's also unfair because not everyone's going to fit that mold.
I think some things to check off on. Probably 3 things if I had to list them, general things. One would be some form of combat sports. Could be boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, doesn't matter. Could be some kind of combat competency in some way that a man can get involved in. Any man, even if they like get involved in a couple classes a week at the nearest MMA gym or whatever, who knows. Another one could be strength training at minimum 3 days a week, because strength training is going to keep your longevity up. You're also going to be able to be a better father because you're going to be able to be around your kids and do active things with them longer. You're also going to be stronger for your sports that you do and whatnot, like MMA. And then third thing I'd probably add, because everybody likes to list, is some kind of firearm competency as well. Again, you don't have to be Jocko Willink. You don't have to be able to clear rooms like a Green Beret or a Navy SEAL or whatnot. But, if you can handle a firearm and certain different recoils of a firearm, you know how to reload, unload, maybe clean a firearm, that type of stuff, simple little stuff like that, that's useful, and especially that's the whole point of the Second Amendment and why we have talked about this a lot of times, because genuinely, the Second Amendment is the end-all be-all with a tyrannical government. Or if you have to defend your home, if God forbid the scenario comes that somebody breaks into your house and your wife and kids are sleeping, the firearm's going to be the better option. You trying to judo kick them and they have a knife and they stab you in the stomach, you're done, bro.
Yeah.
So have the firearm, be competent with it. That's good. So those 3 would probably be something I would start with.
Yeah.
But
So
again, you don't have to be a black belt or whatever.
Sure.
Exactly.
I'm going to go a little bit of a different direction with it. I agree with those things. But I think this is more not mentally, but number one,
that's good,
and
though.
and I mentioned this earlier, having your emotions in check and being able to have your emotions in check.
Love it.
Not leading with emotion, leading with solutions, leading with common sense. Do you lash out at your kids, at your wife, at your coworkers, at your business partner? You know, do you lash out to other people, or are you able to keep that in check, have logical, calm, productive conversations, solutions to problems, or do you just see it as a problem and then that's it? You know, so I think having your emotions in check, you know, because that's you being tough. That's not you being affected by little things that are going to trigger your emotions. You're going to want to lead with emotion.
Love that.
Because this is very, very hard to do, you know. So that's one I would say. I also think being able to lead. Being able to lead. Now, not everyone is meant to lead huge groups of people.
Yeah.
You know?
Or Roman phalanx.
Yeah. But I don't even know what that is. Who that is. What is that?
Roman? Like the Roman Empire, the phalanxes? Yeah, the
okay.
legionnaires. Yeah. That's been the big trend on social is the Roman Empire.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire? Okay.
All the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But being able to lead, because there is at least one person in everyone's life that you are leading, whether you know it or not. Most of the time you don't know it, okay? But you don't have to lead the masses. You know, you don't have to get up on a stage and speak in front of 350 people. You don't even have to lead 10 people. Some people are meant to. Right now, we are leading our group of our men's nights. Now we have other guys that are helping us lead that.
Love it, yeah.
And in a way, every single individual that's been a part of these so far has led a part of the conversation. Or exactly. We just happen to be the ones putting it together and leading the discussion and you know, coming up with different ideas and whatnot. Now, we know we're doing a good job because we get affirmed by the guys individually in the group. They'll text us individually about different things. They'll ask us questions about different things. They'll, you know, there's been plenty. There really, really has. And it's pretty cool too. You know, it gives me chills every time we have that because some of it is like very deep, emotional stuff.
Real stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's something you should talk about with your male friends right there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Dive into that stuff with them. Yeah.
Yes, the sports and all that, that's great. That's, you know, we've talked about that, but if that's where your relationships stop, you don't have deep level friendships, you know? So I think just being able to lead and being able to lead effectively, you know, and I think being able to lead effectively, yes, there are ways that you can absolutely learn from people, learn from Jocko, guys like that. You can read their books, and there's great things that you can learn from other people. You should be reading books, everybody. You should absolutely be reading books. Anyone who says they don't read books,
free game.
You're doing it wrong. Yeah, without a doubt, free game. Now, you have to be able to lead in your own way, though.
Yeah.
You know?
And that only comes with experience.
It only comes with experience. That's exactly right. By doing the thing that you are wanting to lead in. You know, if you want to coach a team, you got to coach a team to learn how to coach a team. You know? And you got to have the right people around you to learn from. I'm in a very, very great spot to be able to do both of those things.
100%.
You know, I have good other coaches around me, not even on my team, but just in the organization that I get to learn from, you know, and pick their brain and ask questions. Guys that have a lot more experience than me in that type of setting. We already mentioned the business people that we have access to. Those guys are leading us, you know, whether that's through just their content or through the personal conversations that we have with them. So those guys are leading us. We look to them as guides. You know, we're still going to do it our own way. And we're still going to lead the people that we're leading in our own way.
Absolutely.
Through social media, through our groups, through our training, all of it. We're still going to do it in our own way, but we're being guided.
Yeah, but we don't need to reinvent the wheel with it. Because if their type of leadership has worked, we can take parts from it that really work.
Yep,
because
naturally throw our spin on it.
Exactly. We're naturally going to have that different spin on it.
Yes.
Each human will.
Right.
Naturally.
Not everyone has two Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean, two savages named Jacob. Yeah. I really like that you went the mental route, and then after I went the physical route there, though. That was perfect for like a little jump to there. That was perfect.
One I just thought of because you were like just two savages, which made us both laugh. But also having like humility and being humble. That's another one too. If you just have a massive ego as a man, you're not going to get anything done. Yeah. No one's going to want to follow you. You know, no one's going to want to be led by you. No one's going to want to buy your product or be a part of your culture you're building or anything like that. So if you just have this massive ego, you know, we joke about that, but I would absolutely call us two very humble guys.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, now are we confident? Without a doubt.
You have to be.
Yes, without a doubt. But we've worked for that, and we continue to work for that. You know?
Imagine if you and I were like, dude, we're bigger than Connor.
Oh, yeah.
Connor Goodrich on it.
I mean, we are. He's cheating. He's on roids. We could pass a drug. We could pass a drug test for PEDs, and he couldn't.
You want to talk about a low test man, Connor Goodrich. Yeah.
He's not one of them.
He's not one of them. Yeah. But again, if we were like, yeah, we can lift more than Connor, we're in better physical shape. Like if like visually and aesthetic wise, that'd be bull.
Yeah.
That'd be BS.
Yeah.
Again,
Right.
that would be being cocky and not being like humble
Sure.
and confident.
Right.
There's a difference.
Right.
So there's a way to check yourself in this scenario
Yeah,
too and
absolutely.
work for that confidence,
Right.
like you said.
Or in the way of, if we have one of our mindset clients, if we just didn't want to deal with them because we're like we're bigger than that. We don't need to help
Sure.
work through that problem. That's another way. No, we say bring it on. Like bring it to us. Let us figure out a way to help you. We're not going to prescribe some actual mental health solutions or anything like that
Therapy,
because that's not who we are.
That's not who we are.
We're
yeah.
not trained in that. We have no experience in that, and we're also not going to try to be that. However, we do have plenty of experience on the mindset type of things because there's a difference between mental health remedies and mental health and mindset.
Yeah.
There's two very big
And
differences.
there's life coaching is a big field, for
exactly
example.
for mindset. Now, life
for
coaching that's not
mindset.
mental health
Yeah.
coaching.
Yeah, I'm not
you know?
gonna sit there and talk to you about your depression or anxiety.
Exactly.
There's no way.
No, but if you are feeling anxious about things, we have ways to build habits and build the correct goals and build the correct tasks to then make yourself not anxious.
And if you follow our training programs, more than
Exactly.
likely you're gonna be
Yes.
less likely to be anxious.
Yes, because we're going to talk about preparation. We're going to talk about, planning out your days and planning out your weeks and maybe your months and maybe even your years, and, looking at it at a macro level. You come to us, I'm feeling anxious. Okay, here's your pill to take. Let's prescribe this to you. Like what?
That's also just not us.
Yeah. Exactly. So we're not going to go that route.
Yeah.
However, you come to us with a problem that we can look at it, be like, okay, you need to have better habits. Here's how you can do that. Here's the step-by-step plan. You follow this plan, your habits will be better. And in turn, in our experience, having better habits will cause you to not be as anxious with this particular thing.
With this particular thing. Yeah.
That's completely fine for us to go over.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing illegal, unethical, nothing like that. As a matter of fact, we're giving you a natural way where you're making your life better naturally without the help of medications that are killing your brain, killing your emotions, and killing your appetite and all these other things. Okay? We're doing it naturally. We're doing it a real way.
Yep.
And we're making your life better. So in turn.
Well, it's what we've said before. It's if you're not checking the boxes of sunlight every day, movement every day, good sleep. What else? Making sure your testosterone levels are attacked because you're taking solid nutrients like vitamin D, for example. If you're not checking boxes like that and you're not working on your health daily, but you're talking about, dude, I'm so depressed.
Yeah.
Bro, when was the last time you went outside?
Exactly.
You're white as a ghost, bro.
Yeah.
Like I would be
literally.
depressed too.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. My energy levels are just tanked. Okay.
Because you haven't even walked.
Right. You need to eat
since
better.
third grade.
Yeah. You need to eat better food. You need to drink more water. Let's start there.
Exactly.
Get outside.
Exactly.
Yep.
Go eat a chicken breast.
Yeah. Right.
And you'll feel wonderful.
Not the 40 McNuggets from McDonald's. Yeah. Yeah, did you see it? They're literally selling 40 nuggets for $10.
Yeah, it's probably a quick 3,000 cows.
I mean, all
but
of us could bash that pretty easily.
Oh, yeah.
Manhandle that.
I'm not saying I couldn't.
Yeah.
But you said it's a quick 3,000. It's probably right around that, if not more. However, you feel like you ate 300. Like I
just not satiated at all.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
McDonald's is useless.
Yeah.
Unless
It is
you're-
good, though. It
unless-
tastes good.
It tastes
Like-
great. Yeah. If
I
you're
ain't gonna lie.
if you're in our situation where we've handled our health for years now and whatnot, and we want to have like once every 6 months
Right.
a
Bash
White
crave face.
Castle or
Yeah.
like okay,
Halloween Oreos.
I never eat those.
Uh,
I've never eaten those in my life.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't even know they made those. I'm gonna go to the grocery store and see if I can find some. I got to try these.
Yeah, they sound super good.
I ain't gonna lie. They are. It is a proven scientific fact that they are better. Like I don't want to hear it.
No emotion, objectively.
Oh yeah.
Imagine
dude.
we get sued because you said objectively that the Halloween Oreos are.
Dude, they're so good.
Guaranteed research that the Halloween Oreos taste better
I did tons of research by eating them.
by eating the entire pack in one sitting.
Don't tempt me, bro.
What was it? What was the calorie count for two of them?
Two of them are 140
That's crazy. I mean, I'll sit there and eat 20 in a sitting.
without blinking an eye.
I cannot buy those. I cannot buy
No.
those and have them in the house. Otherwise, I'll chow them.
Yeah.
It'll be a massacre.
Yeah.
It'll look like somebody just came in and just slaughtered the entire Oreo package. Oh man, dude.
I gotta have some now.
I know I'm itching for some.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
wish I could itch.
But again, guys, if you're eating only Halloween Oreos when Halloween comes around, I wonder why your mental health is dog shit.
Yeah. Makes me happy, though. Just completely fighting you.
Just,
Dude,
I'm playing devil's advocate, bro.
They raise testosterone levels, okay? Gosh.
No, that's cigars.
True.
Alpha shit.
Man, we had a sick cigar session with my dad last night.
Right after the sick Italian restaurant.
Oh, my
Smoked
gosh.
some cigars. I mean, we're
Yeah.
basically mob bosses, guys.
Basically.
We're instead
We
of
even had this corner booth where it was like one light.
Oh, it was badass.
Dude, it was awesome.
I was like, we're gangsters,
like,
bro.
damn.
Where's my Tommy gun? I need it right now.
Al Capone should be sitting right next to us. Yeah.
I'm trying to take over the wharfs in Boston right now.
Right.
Give me all the shipping.
Yes.
That's mine now.
Gosh. That's basically what we are.
We're going to take Untapped LLP to Untapped Mafia.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually kind of a cool, like, it'd be a cool apparel line. Untapped Mafia.
It's just my
Like
creative.
Bill's Mafia.
It's my creative mind.
Yeah. Like Bill's
You know,
Mafia.
It's just natural for me to come up with stuff like that.
It's like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just comes natural for me.
Let's get over to him.
All right. All right.
Oh man.
So, don't overcomplicate being a man.
Please.
Very, very simple. We just
Please.
gave you guys a ton of content on that. It is not as complicated as what social media will tell you. Again, we're not saying to not pay attention to those guys whatsoever. We are not saying that because we pay attention to all those guys. We do. But use it as a reference, as a guide. Don't idolize them. Don't try to follow directly in the footsteps because it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Okay? So, guys, at the end of all of our episodes, Money Mitch will ask us a Q&A question from you guys, the viewers or the listeners. Now, you can submit these a couple different ways. First, and probably the easiest way, is to DM them to us on Instagram at untapped.llp. Okay, just DM them to us in there. You can also DM us individually if you would rather do that. There's also an email button in our Instagram bio. You can email them to us. That email is extricationfitness@gmail.com. All of the questions, you can also text them to us. If you have our number, you can text them to us. All of those questions get sent over to Money Mitch here. He keeps them. As he's listening through the episode here, he'll go through and find a question that usually relates to the episode in some way, unless he decides to be goofy and, how many 5-year-olds can you take on? And
Which again is awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
can't be every episode, but it's pretty awesome.
Right.
Did you mention YouTube comments as well?
No, I did not. Go ahead.
Yeah. YouTube comments, guys, you can also drop Q&A questions down there. Honestly, again, just interacting in the comments is massive to us.
Yeah.
If you don't even watch us on YouTube, go on there, drop a comment for us, drop a like. That
Subscribe.
is massive. Subscribe.
Yes.
That is massive for us.
It is.
Because then hopefully YouTube doesn't take down another one of our episodes because they're cornballs.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
And get involved on our Instagram post, guys. We had some awesome discussions on our last 2 posts, specifically the one of you talking about, we were talking about dumbbell, incline press,
Incline to barbell,
and all this. And we free game right there. Just go read the comments.
They just handed it out. They handed hundreds of dollars of value in those comments out to you guys.
Literally.
So that's
So-
why you should interact there.
Yeah. So get involved on the Instagram post as well, even if it's just a funny comment. Like,
Yeah. Just
interact.
again, it's free stuff.
Interact. We love
You
that.
can call us ugly if you want.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can.
it would hurt my feelings, but
It's a comment. We would cry.
yeah, I would cry about it, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
You'd get us. But anyway, Money Mitch, do your thing.
How do you define or evaluate what's valuable to you?
Say it again.
How do you define or evaluate what is valuable to you? Could be
I like that.
goals, could be money, could be whatever. How do you
I'd
How do
say,
you set
I mean, I don't know what you think, but it probably works off of morals a lot of the times.
Okay, I'm
Because
interested here. Yeah.
the reason I say that is because why are we trying to get wealthy? Why are we on the path to being wealthy? Because stuff like giving to charity, or again, Mitchell and I don't know if we mentioned on this podcast, but we have a mentor that we worked with at our church as we were growing up through middle school and high school. This guy's amazing. He started his own charity. Part of the reason that wealth is important to me is because I know I can donate to this charity and help that get even more off the ground.
Yeah.
because it's actually what it does is they take in inner city men without fathers, and they basically give them a household with a father figure.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's like usually 8 to 10 men at a time or so, and all these men have gone on to, either be a musician, graduate college, do all these amazing things without a father figure and whatnot.
That's awesome.
So that type of stuff, that's how I did someone. That's a very specific example of how I determine value.
Yeah.
That's why I plan to be wealthy, because I can give to stuff like that. I can help stuff like that.
Yeah, you can provide.
Exactly. And then I can repay my parents as well for what they've done for
That's
me
a
my
big
whole
one
life.
for me too. Yeah.
That's massive for me.
Yeah.
And not to mention, that's probably the third thing is I've made the commitment to do this, and I made a commitment to you. So that holds that very valuable to me.
Absolutely.
Untapped is very valuable to me because of the stuff we've created together and what we've gone through together in the 3 years we've been doing this. Extremely valuable.
Absolutely.
To me. And I wouldn't say it was easily defined necessarily, but it was because I could tell we were chasing something higher than us.
Yeah.
It wasn't just we were following just a normal path. They call it normie or whatever you want to call it, that everybody else did. Is like, we want to do something different. That's what really defined value to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I think so. There's two things that come to mind for me. First, this one's a little bit shorter, a little bit simpler. But what brings you happiness? Like what brings you happiness? Does working on your own business bring you happiness and bring you joy, bring you energy? Okay, well then that's something that's valuable to you.
That's a good sign.
When you're around this group of people, does it bring you joy, happiness, energy, and all that? Okay, that's valuable. Does this group bring your energy levels down? Does it make you angry? Do you leave that group and go home at the end of the night and you're just like, what was I just doing?
Something's not right.
It felt gross, or like I didn't enjoy that or whatever. Okay, that's probably not a valuable group to you, or a valuable person or place or whatever. So I think that's one. And two, kind of goes with not only the happiness aspect there, but also kind of the three that you mentioned there. But what do you continually see yourself doing in your mind?
That's great.
When you're just kind of there and, kind of dating. Do you see that? Do you see yourself with a cool house? Do you see yourself with cool cars? Do you see yourself leading a family, having a great wife, having kids of your own? Do you continually see those things? Do you see yourself with the ability to donate to a charity you're passionate about? Do you see yourself with the ability to pay your parents back? All these other things. And there's plenty more that we could go over. But that's what I see. I see myself, like I'm able to see those things, not only for myself, but for us too. I can literally see us leading this company in the future where we have other people that are bought in.
Yeah. Involved with it.
They believe in it. They want to further the mission. They want to further the concepts that we have and whatnot. They want to be a part of it.
Yeah. They want to bring the impact we're bringing as well.
Exactly. So that's how I determine value as well.
I like that.
And if it's something stupid, that's not what I mean.
It's just not on the value list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You see yourself, I don't know, you see yourself at the Super Bowl, something like that. You see yourself at a Conor McGregor fight, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. Not everyone gets to go to a Super Bowl. That's a big deal. Not everyone gets to see Conor McGregor fight or go to a big UFC event or something like that. Okay, that's cool. But is it valuable to you long term? No. It's just an experience, which experiences are important. And I think those are better than gifts as far as that goes, But long term, that's not a super valuable thing.
Especially as a dude going and, again, idolizing a superstar and whatnot in a scenario, like in the Super Bowl, the Conor McGregor scenario, and you're just I'm your biggest fan.
Right.
And that's all you are.
Now,
you're a fanboy.
A cool way you could use those two examples is I want my company to have a Super Bowl commercial. I want my company to be on the octagon at the UFC event with Conor McGregor standing in front of it. So
that's different.
There's a valuable thing right there. That's something to work towards. Yep. It's not easy to get a Super Bowl commercial. It's not easy to get your company's logo on the octagon at a UFC event. Like that's something to work towards.
Yeah,
You know?
but having a foam finger with number 1 on there, Conor McGregor's biggest fan, is not part of that value system.
How do I define what brings me value?
Yes,
Yeah.
hit it.
Oh boy.
Can't believe you didn't think about this reading the question.
Well, I'm just kind of empty brained over here.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's it.
That's why he's wearing all red. Can't coordinate an outfit over there.
I am ejectly. I do not have drip. That is a
We
very
know.
true fact.
That's fair.
We know.
I can look.
I mean,
at
your
that
fit
and see
last
that.
night was tough, though.
True.
Yeah.
And you drive a cool car.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a car is. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
like
about.
Untapped fam. What do we think? Like Tacova boots, not faded jeans. What do they call those? They call them faded
Light
jeans.
wash.
Yeah, light wash jeans. Yeah, and then a normal brand shirt. It's kind of drippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
clean.
solid. It's a solid fit.
vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway.
yeah.
Anywho,
What's your values, Mitchell? Come on.
How do I define that?
Yeah.
What makes me take time and actually think about what I'm doing? Thinking about everything in the way that it can provide value in a myriad of different ways, right? Say, for example, my decision to buy a new car, sure, that's fine. Why did I make that decision? Because I think it drives me more, right?
Badass.
Drives.
Good
you
pun
more,
there.
huh?
Yeah. I know you would notice that.
Boom.
But it's a driver there. So I think that's how that brings me value is understanding. Yeah, that's just dumb. It's just all right. You guys are just gonna laugh over there, apparently.
No.
No, Mitchell. Focus. Okay.
Is providing those decisions in a way that will further me. That's kind of how I define that.
So
value.
you're using almost that materialistic possession of a new car to push you even farther.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's a great way to define it, I think.
because that's valuable to me outside of it's a cool car.
Yeah.
Also, you got to pay for it. Too,
Well, exactly. That-
so there's also
Yeah.
a factor.
Well, there's
there.
that's a discussion as well, where you have this is a very common thing nowadays. I think we went over this in a long time. How there's a ton of grown adults still living with their parents, so you're sheltered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're sheltered. You don't have to pay for stuff. You don't
Yep.
have to pay for your car. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay groceries. Life's not going to hit you in the face until you have to start paying for stuff.
Yep.
That makes you grow up really quick. And once you understand that, you understand the value of time. You understand the I think that's what I would say. I define value by what it takes to get done. Right? So
Yeah.
The effort it takes to do
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
I
That's
like
a good
that.
one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I have to think about what effort will this take? Will this be fruitful in the long run? Is this valuable
Is
to
it
me?
worth it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
And,
like
and,
that,
and
dude.
could it provide value to others as well? Could it
Yeah,
provide
it's an
value to your
effort
future
discussion.
family? Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Do I put effort into this conversation if it's,
It's going nowhere.
exactly.
There's no substance to
Yep.
it. That's a waste of
Yeah.
time. Yeah. You're right. So you should put effort and time into the correct things
Yes.
that drive the value. Again, we've talked about this. You can have the less substantive conversations here and there. But in reality, the older I get and the more we do this, the less I tolerate that shit.
Oh yeah.
It's like so hard for me to sit down and actually talk about sports anymore, which kind of scares me because I really enjoyed sports for a while, but it doesn't have the same ring anymore. I can go 10 minutes and then I'm like, okay, I want to switch to a topic about how to buy real estate or whatever it is, or how to build Untapped and whatnot. So it's hard for me, especially it's different if it's you guys too. Like I can talk sports with you guys.
Yeah.
But it's because I know we talk 95% of the other stuff, like
Right.
a lot of times about real shit. But if it's, again, some objectively a bum and that's all they talk about, I can't tolerate that conversation for more than like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm like, yeah, cool, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, dude, Josh Allen's doing great. That's so cool.
Cap.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't he doing horrible? Yeah. I think, whatever. But the point remains is like, okay, your favorite sports team's doing great.
Right.
Cool, bro.
Right.
What else do you have to offer me as your personality?
Yeah.
How your kids doing? You know, I'd rather hear about that
Yeah.
than I would about just Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes and whatnot.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. Well, guys, let us know what you think, okay? Please continue to share the show. Please share the show. It helps us grow, helps get more eyes and ears on us, and in turn, we get to bring more and better content to you guys. More and more people find out about us, so therefore we can get better guests on. Not that that made it sound like our guests we've had on aren't good.
Well,
but just,
JT and Connor definitely sucked.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing is, we love those boys, so like, that's why we can joke about
100%.
that. Love those
Without
dudes.
a doubt.
Yeah.
JT will text us, be like, yeah, no, I totally sucked on it. Yeah.
That's the thing. He would say something like that,
Yeah,
too.
he would. As
And
would
it'd be like,
Connor, for that
JT,
matter.
shut up.
Yeah.
Like you hammered that episode. Like, you went crazy on it, dude. Oh, my gosh.
Anyway, guys, share the show. Spotify and Apple Music make it super easy. If you're someone that likes to watch on YouTube, take a screenshot, take a picture of your computer screen, share that to your stories, okay, guys? Tag us. Let us know when you do. Let us know what you like, what you don't like from our episodes as well, okay? Just all around, get involved, okay, and interact with us. We really love that stuff. So, guys, until next time, peace and love.
Thank you, ladies and gents.
Cause I'm a live life for the fight, yeah.